Now to an I-Team investigation that is years in the making. We have learned thousands of lives across our state could be at risk, all because of where you're living.
I-Team reporter Matthew Campbell is focusing on the aging and in some cases decaying dams in our state and the people who live downstream. Matthew?
Yeah, Denise and Dennis, this is really eye-opening. We learned there are a dozen dams that would likely kill people if they ever gave way.
She opened the door and the water just took her out.
Crystal Lake's dam in Middletown broke 58 years ago, but the headlines and pictures in black and white remind Joan Russo of the reality that she cannot get out of her mind.
She floated out to the wires and she held on, and that was it. She was saved.
Russo is talking about her friend, one of 40 to survive after 220 million gallons of water gushed through the Millbrook Road community. Water heights reached 15 feet. Thankfully, everyone survived, but farms were destroyed and damages were significant. Joan still lives downstream of that dam here on Sunny Slope Drive.
The fact that it's on a hill and coming into residences, it's scary.
The I-Team and the Associated Press pulled from federal data and dozens of state public records requests. We learned dams across America are designated in several ways. Some are considered high hazard because of the potential loss of life if they ever gave way. Because Joan's community is downstream, Crystal Lake Dam fits that category. The likelihood that breaches might happen are labeled poor or unsatisfactory during the inspection process. To Joan's surprise, the I-Team revealed Crystal Lake fits in one of those concerning categories too.
I thought they've taken care of the problem.
And it's not just Crystal Lake Dam in Middletown. The I-Team has uncovered these serious issues in a dozen dams all over the state, each in poor condition and at high risk. Included in that list, Freshwater Pond Dam in Enfield, Williams Pond Dam in Glastonbury, and a handful of dams in New London County, including Oxoboxo Lake Dam, Hanover Reservoir Dam, and Sylvia's Upper and Lower Pond Dams. Our research has revealed that these issues are serious enough that if these were to break, there's a high chance people could die.
Data shows Crystal Lake Dam, owned by the state, needs to have its embankment crest raised to ensure water doesn't get out, as well as this list of other repairs.
It has people working on these things. They should know. With history, I'm sure others are aware of what happened.
As owner of the dam, the state of Connecticut, we're taking that very seriously, and that's why we have an active project to repair that dam.
With lives at risk, the I-Team went straight to the state's DEEP to find out why these dangerous dams are still in disrepair and why lives are still in danger.
We know about those problems, but it's a point where it has to get to the top of the queue before we can actually do the design work.
But the state isn't the only owner of these dangerous dams. Some are town-owned, others privately owned. For example, there's this 4-story, 116-unit complex in Glastonbury that's downstream of Williams Pond Dam near the old soap factory. That privately owned dam ranks in poor condition in a high-hazard area.
If it were to blow, the water would affect the condominium association.
The Williams Pond Dam was inspected 4 years ago, and it was not where it should have been structurally.
There is a stone masonry section of the dam that really should be probably taken out and replaced in an area.
The thing is, all dams in the high hazard category, public or private, need to be inspected every 2 years. The 4-year gap in Glastonbury is a problem. Those who don't meet the requirements could face penalties set forth by the Attorney General's office. Wildman ensures people living nearby that they have their eyes on the dam each day, and there are plans in place to fix it starting next year.
If there was an imminent failure, they would see this. They would see leaking. There's no leaking right now. There's no fear that this dam is going to breach.
What kinds of conditions could bring one of these ailing structures to the point of total failure seen in Middletown in 1961?
Rain events, like a hurricane.
So far, Joan's community in Middletown has been lucky, and the state says they'll need to wait a little longer to officially be in the clear.
You know, within a couple of years, we're going to have a nice, perfectly new dam right there.
While they wait, Joan hopes history won't repeat itself.
A dam is a dam. Is it going to break again?
And there are more than 4,000 dams in Connecticut. The I-Team collected data for each of them. We couldn't fit it all in this report, but if you'd like to see the specific data for your town, you can find it on the Channel 3 app. For the I-Team, Matthew Campbell, Channel 3 News.